You know, when you're asked to describe, like, what is a gavel, you don't put definition, a gavel-like object, right? When you're asked to describe, you know, what is a coaster, from our friends, We the People here, you don't say it's an object that looks like a coaster, correct? You describe what it is, right?
Of course.
Square object made of a thin fabric, possibly leather, used to shield a table against a wet or hot cup, whatever container, whatever it may be. You don't typically watch Ibram X. Kendi. Watch him try to explain what racism is by just using the term racism over. Racism is a racist thing that does racist stuff and leads to racist stuff because it's racist. And you're like, even the people in the crowd are like, laughing uncomfortably, like, is that real? Are we really paying this guy a bunch of money for this? Check this out.
During the question and answer session, one of them dared to ask the most basic question of all. How are we defining racism? How do you define it? Now, you'd think Ibram X. Kendi would be ready for that question.
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
wasn't. Here's what he said.
Fucking suicide boy.
You talked about the importance of defining racism, but I unless I missed it, which is possible, I didn't hear your personal definition. Is there one that you would offer us? Like, how do you define racism?
Sure. So racism, I would define it as a collection of racist policies that lead to racial inequity that are substantiated by racist ideas.
What a
Sure. A collection of racist policies that lead to racial inequity that are substantiated
It's called
by
double rap.
racist ideas.
It's easy.
So racism is racist stuff. Or as Kendi puts it, and we're quoting now, it's a collection of racist policies that lead to racial inequity that are substantiated by racist ideas. End quote. Right.
Dude, come on. Keep going.
What a dumb.
No, keep it. One more. This is at least, this is the first quadruple monthly.